This is an impromptu video. I've never done a video for YouTube before. If you see this in the shot, don't mind this. It's just a fountain. This whole table is going to be built into a Lego city eventually later on. So if you see this in the shot, just ignore it. This is just the only wide table I have with good lighting that we can actually get something like this done. So I'm going to bust this up like a beast and put some pieces together. Okay, so it's about 30 minutes later. I got the Point Dread tower assembled. Nice structure, as always, with the Mega Bloks Masters stuff. You can see it's got the pole brick design that original Grayskull for Mega Bloks has. You know, of course, they're both released in the same year, so obviously they're going to have the same kind of constructions. And also makes it more compatible with Grayskull, which is the whole point of this video. Turn this sucker around, and we got a computer panel right here with some stuff going on. And I like, see on the side here, they put a little vinyl record print of a Masters Universe record, because back in the 80s, the original Point Dread came with a record that was the storybook on the origin of Point Dread. So that's pretty awesome. Here's a couple of steps involved. For viewing purposes, I'm going to temporarily take the fake handle off of Grayskull here. So we have much more room to view. Kind of glad that my roof over here temporarily broke off. I'll fix it. It's on my to-do list. Anyway, this calls for the instruction of pieces here. It's basically 2 bricks with this little custom piece on top. Looks like we put one here. Here. And here. Just double checking my instructions here. Yeah, it looks like that's okay. Alright, there's the first stage. The second stage involves putting bricks underneath the tower in 3 certain spots there. Now, when I originally put this together, I had this large piece here and these 2 pieces here connected all together. Because I saw in the manual there was a gap, and I'm like, well, why is a gap there? It doesn't look like it's strong enough. So I put them together, but now I see why they did that. They did that so you can put these exactly where they need to go, so you don't mess up when you're trying to interlock this thing together. So I think for safety's sake, I'm going to interlock this from the back. And just a note, guys, this is not something I did beforehand. I hadn't practiced this and then do the video. I'm doing this, I'm assembling this live. You're seeing this for the first time along with me. So if I F up, then you're going to see me F up live. Nice. So now we have the tower on top of Castle Grayskull. And I'm already saying, before we get to the front, I just want to zoom in on this a little bit. There's a couple complaints I have about this. And when I saw stills of this on the internet, but not on YouTube. I saw stills of this on the internet, and I saw that there's a gap here. Of course, you need that to make everything level and everything. But the problem is that now we can't really put anything in here. I mean, I thought there'd be enough room for at least a guy to hunch over or something. And these fake stairs that lead up, now it doesn't look like a person can actually get in there. But it didn't look like a person could actually jump on the stairs to begin with. They got this going on. But it's a little off. Unless I put that together wrong. Which I doubt. But yeah, that's how they want you to do it. And this does spin around. It looks like this is for weapons storage. I don't know. I'm personally thinking about making this shorter. And making it fit under the window. And making it a permanent thing where it doesn't spin around. And then the record would probably be an accessory that the Zodak figure would have on him, like a weapon of some sort. That's my idea as far as customization. Because I thought when I saw this, I'm like, well, I'm going to have to do something with that. And I think if I did put this monitor back here under the window, made it shorter, then maybe this piece would be more open, where a person could stand here and look like they're stepping up to the computer panel. Just a couple of thoughts on that. So now let's spin this sucker around and see what it looks like from the front. And here we are in the front. So, yeah, it's designed to go in there nice and snug. A lot of gappage in there. But of course, most of this gappage originally came with Grayskull. But you see how it doesn't really set on there perfectly, like a perfect fit. But still, I think they did what they had to do based on, well, we have Grayskull already. We can only do minor adjustments. It almost looks like, to me, it would have been a hell of a lot better if they came out with Point Dread before Castle Grayskull. That way, they would come out with Point Dread. They'd say, hey, let's see what happens with this stuff. People would buy Point Dread. And then they go, okay, now let's construct Castle Grayskull. And let's design Castle Grayskull to better fit Point Dread. Because truth be told, I honestly do not like the brown around here. But of course, that's supposed to be like that because if you have Point Dread as its own separate thing, it needs ground for it. But from a customizer point of view, if you wanted to make it where you're not going to mess with this thing, you're going to put it on there and that's the way it's going to be forever, you should explore options on trying to get something to replace these pieces in the front with the more greenish stone color. And then that way it would give more of a flow. Another thought I almost had was if you were to take these sections out here and then rebuild it on top of here. But the problem is you're going to be conflicting with what's going on here. But enough babble about that. Let's get the Talon Fighter on top of this thing. Okay guys, it's about 30 to 40 minutes later. I have to confess, maybe I'm not that much of a pro builder, but it actually took me longer to put the Talon Fighter together than it did to put the Point Dread together. Probably because there are a lot of little intricate pieces with the Hawk's head, or the Falcon head, and also with the wings. And then these pieces here are actually side pieces that are built and then attached onto the side. And if you don't get the dimensions just right, then these retro rockets on the back won't attach. I like it. It's a fair vehicle, I have to say. It's a really good refresh to actually have another vehicle for the Mega Construx Masters line. If I had to nitpick, I'm not too fond of the fact that they have these little spring-loaded missile things that fire. I'm not even going to do it because that's just how much I don't like it. Customization, I might actually replace this with something else. Don't know what. Now, for other fans of nostalgia, I do have to make another note on the Talon Fighter. Back in the day, I'm used to the Talon Fighter being this huge vehicle, whereas the Wind Raider is just a little cup that a guy goes in that has wings. Now, with the Mega Construx, however, the Wind Raider is actually, if not the same size, it's actually bigger than the Talon Fighter. It almost matches the size. And as far as figure scale goes, it looks like the Wind Raider, it just kind of dominates over the Talon Fighter. So if you look at the Talon Fighter and compare it to the Wind Raider, the wingspan is definitely dominating on the Wind Raider when you compare it to the Talon Fighter. But that's just a few nitpicks. You know, it's okay with me. It's fine. Like I said, I think the reason they made it bigger, or smaller I should say, is so it would fit on that better. And if they made this bigger, they would make that bigger, and then it wouldn't fit on this. And as I said countless times, whole point of this video was just to show that on top of that. So, before I ramble on anymore, let's attach this thing. I'm actually going to try to do it non-rehearsed while I'm holding the camera. I probably shouldn't be doing that, but I'm going to try. And it pops right on there. Now you have to... It'd be nice if the talons were to go up and down to actually grip onto the thing, to look like it's actually gripping. But all we can really do is rotate. You can rotate the Talon Fighter's legs, and you can also rotate the toes to go left and right. Sorry if my hand's in the way, folks. And there it is. Like I said, this is unrehearsed, guys. I actually need a sec. Let me give it like one. Let me count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I needed just 3 seconds to just bask in the fact that this is complete. I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to see this for the longest time. And now I'm just going to end this video by doing a quick measurement. Because that's another thing I was also wondering about when this was advertised, when this was announced for release, is how tall this was going to be. Because I had a shelf designated for my Mega Construx Castle Grayskull and the Masters Universe stuff, and I made it a certain size, and when this was announced, I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to have to make the shelf bigger to fit the Talon Fighter. And I'm sure everybody else is wondering, well, how tall is it from the base of the castle all the way to the radar dish on the Talon Fighter? Okay, folks, forgive the awkwardness of the camera angle. I'm doing this with one hand on the camera phone and one hand on the tape measure. So, from the base of Grayskull all the way to the top of Point Dread itself is about 15 inches, 16 if you count the perch for the Talon Fighter. And then all the way up to the radar dish is about 19.5 inches. So if you had about a space of 20 inches tall, maybe 21 for some sky effect, that would be your best size to fit everything comfortably on the Talon Fighter and Point Dread and Grayskull. I have to make a note. While I was measuring, while I was getting the measuring tape together, I noticed the weight of the Talon Fighter makes this thing tilt backwards a little bit, and it's not really straight when it's on these guys. I recommend that if you are a hardcore collector, if you get this together and you decide, hey, I'm going to keep the Point Dread on top of my Grayskull forever, definitely think about doing some kind of customization to make this more part of the castle. Definitely think about replacing this with another cut with the sand pieces or something. Maybe the stands from the Eternia set. And if you don't do that, then definitely think about just replacing these things with actual bricks instead of this. This just not, for me, it's just not working. But again, this is just me doing a video, again, as I said, on how to just click it on there, make it do its thing. Of course, if you're never going to touch it, if you're just going to display it and that's it, then cool. No worries. Another note, not only does the radar dish not move on the Talon Fighter, but the perch does not rotate on Point Dread either. I might actually change that too, because I think for more effect, I think it would be better if the beak of the bird here were facing this way just a little bit, just for more of a three-dimensional view. And I believe that's all I got to say, folks. Like I said, this was just a quick little video. I just whipped out my phone. This was no planning whatsoever. A guy had tipped me off today, earlier this afternoon, about how, oh, I saw it at Walmart. It's over there right now. And then I raced over there, grabbed it, and I'm like, Usually I like to watch a review about things before I build them. And as I said before, earlier in this video, there are videos of people who have this thing already. They already have it built. But as I said, I have not found a YouTuber as of the date of this video that shows it on YouTube with the thing mounted on to Grayskull. And with that, I will end this video. If you want to see more videos about the reviews of the Mega Construx line as far as the Masters Universe go, this is not the channel. I don't even know if this is a channel. As of right now, this is just a random video I'm going to put on YouTube and just say, this is how it goes. This is more just for customizers, and I hope to answer questions that people who have Grayskull and don't have Point Dread yet are asking. How tall is it? How does it mount? Does it mount good? Is it structurally okay? I hope all those questions were answered. If you need more comprehensive videos about what the castle does, what other figures are available in the line, and all that good stuff, I recommend looking up Brickentire on YouTube. In my opinion, he is the authority. Thanks again for watching, guys. Everybody be safe out there.